Hi, I'm Joseph, co-founder of the Abundant Culture Fund, and today we're going to look at an investment opportunity that can help you grow your retirement income faster and with less risk. So if you look at my screen, you'll see a very creepy lady on it, and that's because there is a popular haunted attraction for sale. And some of the things that stand out to me about this business is that it's a seasonal business. It's only open for about 7 weeks out of the year. Another thing that stands out to me about it is that it has a 30% net profit margin, which is really hard to achieve, but is definitely possible. So it's really, really good. And also, it seems to have pretty low overhead because for the season that it's open, rent is only about $6,000, which I think for an entire season isn't really that bad, especially for a business that brings in as much revenue as this one does in that very short season. And the reason that the person is selling is because they want to focus more on their personal passions and their children. And that's something to really pay attention to, because when a lot of small businesses sell, it's not just about, cashing out of the investment and making as much money as possible. It's about moving on to that next phase in their life. So you're able to get really good deals because they're just not as concerned with the amount of money that they're going to make from the opportunity. So let's get into the numbers. Right here, I have a business valuation calculator that basically it takes the income, the profit of the business, and assigns a value to that, and it takes the assets of a business and assigns a value to that, adds those two values together to get an overall value for the business. Now, as you can see, this business was selling for $175,000, and it actually cash flows $230,000. Now, I know there's some people that think that's really, really unrealistic, but I'm telling you that businesses sell for less than their yearly cash flow all the time. It's not something that you might see every day, but it's definitely something that you'll probably see every month or every quarter or something like that. So it does happen because, like I said, it's not just about money for them. It's about just being able to move on a lot of times. So that's one of the things that make small businesses a really good opportunity. So looking at the numbers more closely, they have an asking price of 175, a cash flow of 230, and as you can see right here where it says assets, it has furnitures and fixtures of 20,000 and inventory of 24,000. So when you input all of that in, and to keep in mind, this runs on the same algorithm that the banks use to actually underwrite businesses for acquisition funding, so it's pretty spot on. When you put that information in, you'll actually see that the adjusted average company value, as is stated right here, is $892,000, and you can pick the business up for 175. That's absolutely crazy. But let's look at it from the standpoint, because I run a fund, how would it look for my investors if my fund picked up this investment opportunity? So we input all the numbers already because I didn't want to bore you guys with me inputting a whole bunch of numbers. As you can see, the investment amount is 275 instead of 175. The reason that is because when we fund a business, we're going to put money not only into the for the purchase, but also for reserves, for a rainy day, and also to have money in the bank to fund different growth endeavors. So we put $100,000 into that. Nice round number. I think that would be more than enough for this company. So the total investment would be 275, but my investors' return off of that opportunity would be 60% annually. And that's just from cash flow. That's not from the business going up in value. That's just the income that the business produces on a year by year basis until the investors get their money back. And as a dollar amount, they would be getting back off of that 275 investment $165,000 per year until they get their money back, which is I think pretty significant, because I don't know too many retirement opportunities that can do that. And when we go to maybe refinance this business, there's an extra $330,000 of profit to be split on top of the 165 once we go to refinance it. So there's another over 300 grand of profit for me and my investors if we picked up this opportunity. So let's see how this stacks up against other, retirement vehicles. I did some research and I found that whether it's stocks, bonds, or real estate, as long as you're not necessarily using leverage, they're going to yield you about 6% on your money. So if you put $100,000 in, you're going to get $6,000 out. So we just use 6% as the average return from cash flow from traditional investments, using the opportunity we were just looking at. That was 60%, more specifically 60.35%. So basically 60% versus 6%. Let's say you had a nest egg of $500,000 in each of those scenarios. If you invested in a traditional retirement, your income off of that $500,000 would be $30,000 a year. If you invested in a business like that through my fund, your retirement income would actually be $301,000 per year. So there is a $271,000 difference, as you can see right here, between what you will make in a traditional retirement vehicle versus what you will make with this specific deal if you invested in it through my fund. And that is over 1,000% difference in income. So you can make 1,000% more money off of this investment as opposed to just traditional retirement investments. So let's say you wanted to make $60,000 a year in annual income in your retirement. How much would you have to invest in traditional retirement in order to make that $60,000 a year? Well, for traditional investments, you would have to have $1 million invested in order to make that $60,000 a year, which for some people is a lot of money. For some people it's not a lot of money. I think just in general that it is a significant amount of money, because I don't know anybody who could lose $1 million and not really care about it at all. So it's significant. But with Abundant Culture Fund, in that particular deal, you would only have to invest $99,000 to retire with $60,000 in income off of that deal. Huge difference. Actually, the difference is $900,000. So basically, if you invested in that deal through my fund, we would be saving you $900,000 of investment that you would have had to invest if you had chose to invest in traditional retirement vehicles. Very, very significant. I guess my question to you is, how long would it take you to save up $900,000? Even if you're a high income earner, it still might take a minute. So that's all for our opportunity analysis today. Obviously, the analysis can get a lot deeper, but that's just like a preliminary. If you are somebody who wants to double your retirement income in less time, with less investment, less risk, and less fees, feel free to reach out to us at theabundantculturefund.com. I'll put that link somewhere in this video. Or if you're a small business owner who you want to just sell your business because you want to move on to something different in life, also reach out to us at abundantculturefund.com. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.